She's created a new lease of life for me. Thank goodness I met her.
What's going on, everybody? Another beautiful day. Listen, I want to talk to you about the age gap and relationships. Before I continue, I want you to live your best life by applying scripture to your relationships. Now, the age gap and relationships. What is the acceptable age gap in a relationship? That's a good question. Is 10 years too much? Now, if so, how do you feel about couples that are 30 or 40 years apart in age? And that's a huge gap, but how do you feel? Now, listen, cultural biases and norms play a huge part in how we feel about the age gap. The age between couples comes down to culture and what is normal for us. The norm is probably 3 to 5 or even 10 to 13 years apart. Some even go up to 15, depends on the culture. And it's not a problem. Older men marrying younger women. And again, it's cultural, so some people don't have a problem with it. Now, if the couple is of legal age to date, then there should be no problem. It should be okay. Whatever the gap is, as long as they're at legal age, especially the young lady, it's fine. Because there must be a connection between them for the relationship to work. Many times we see arranged relationships, and because of culture, they stick with it. Whether they have something in common, who knows? But in the West, there has to be a connection. There has to be interest. If there ain't no interest, trust me, the relationship is only going to go but so far, and then it's going to fizzle out. The question is, what does a 27-year-old woman have in common with a 70-year-old man? We see it sometimes. We see it in Hollywood. Some of those actors and actresses, when you look at their spouse, you'll be surprised, or their boyfriend or girlfriend. You'll be like, wow, look at the age difference, So, we see this type of relationship more and more every day. Much older men are looking for younger women. Now, some people say that age is nothing but a number. And they might be right. But who knows? Like I said, in some cultures, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. How old the woman is don't make a difference. It is crazy because some men would marry a young girl age 9. Yeah, in Muslim countries. In this modern day and age, they still practice this type of behavior in some countries. Like I said, and it's normal. Honestly, this should not be allowed. Okay, age 13 and age 9 and this type of thing, they're still children. Some countries do not care about protecting children from sexual predators, and that's a shame. In other places, they would marry much older because, again, culture determines what the age is. So it's something to think about. Culture really has a lot to do with how we feel, how we think, and how we perceive things when it comes on to that type of stuff. But, hey, it comes right down to both individuals. Like I said, if they're two consenting adults, then let them go ahead and marry, whatever the situation. But they must have something in common. And I said it before, I said it again, otherwise the relationship won't last. It'll fizzle out. Too many times you see people look like they're happy together, and after a few years, then you'll find out, oh yeah, they're divorced, he's gone or she's gone, or something like that. But in America, though, the norm is probably between 2 and 3 years apart in age. So it seems that in America it's okay. Americans, when they look outside and they see something totally different, they're like, ooh, But hey, it all comes down to how we were brought up and how we see things through the eyes of our social norm. That's what it is.
Now, I wasn't looking for anybody. Just by chance, I sat at a table adjoining Eugen and her girlfriend. and then we got chatting. I could go straight down there one time, can't I? I asked if she wanted to see me the following day. Now, there's definitely a spark there. That's literally sparked it off. That's good.
I just look at it like we're same age, because he doesn't even look his age, and he's got good sense of humor, and I don't even worry about what people say or what people think.
But I want you to tell me how you feel concerning this topic, because, like I said, if you're from Africa, we see different behaviors. If you're from Bangladesh or India or Pakistan or one of those places, you see a total different behavior when it comes on to that. What is normal for us may not be normal for somebody else. Okay? So, and even though it's a modern world, they're still practicing this stuff. So what is the age gap? What is the normal age gap? What do you feel that the age gap should be or should not be? Because increasingly, again, you see older men looking for younger women. Some would say, well, they're looking for a nursemaid, because honestly, you wonder what in the world could an older man want to do with a younger woman? He can't keep up. It's just that simple. If it's sexual, clearly, hey, more power to him. If it's sexual, because you already know, after a certain age, hey, stuff stop working. So, yeah, and sometimes that's not even it. Sometimes the man is not looking for sexual companionship. He's actually looking for somebody to talk to, somebody to be there for him. And at times he's looking for somebody to take care of him. And the younger woman is looking for a cash cow. They're looking for somebody to finance them, and they make a deal, and it's okay. He knows that he can't take care of her, and he knows that she's going to go out and, get her business done, for lack of a better way of putting it. And he's fine. He's giving her the money, and he's taking care of her financially, and she's doing whatever she's doing, So I think that's more common. That's more common nowadays. Older men looking for companionship, but not in a sexual way. And so there you have it. That's how they do it. And we do see that happening in places like the Philippines, Thailand, and some of the Caucasian men mainly are going and getting younger women to marry, because in America, it's not going to happen. Okay? It won't accomplish this feat in America. It's just not normal. Now, once in a while, you'll see it. Hugh Hefner, but he got money. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, but there's a trade-off. He gets what he wants. She gets what she wants. He gets his companionship. She gets her finances, and they're good to go. It seems like a match made in heaven for both of them, but people are going to look at it and say, I don't like that. That old man, he's a pervert, whatever the situation. But yeah, they get married, and he knows that, he's financially taking care of her, and she's going to just be there for him in terms of whether to chat, to talk, just to keep his companion, be his companion, that type of stuff. So what really is the age gap? Is it important? How important is it? How important is the age gap? Because the wider the age is the least that the couple are going to have in common. Honestly. A younger woman and an older man, what can they talk about? Really? What kind of interest can he have in her other than to talk?
I'm Eugen, I'm 32.
I'm Brian, I'm 32. Hi, I'm Brian, I'm 72, and there is a 40-year age gap.
You wonder how old is too old or how young is too young. In America, we know that 18 or 21, somewhere around there, when you become legal, for the most part, you do what you want. But still, people will say, hey, you married your father, you married your grandfather. What in the world is going on? Some people are comfortable with 3 to 5 years, and some people don't mind going up a bit higher, 13 to 15 years. Not a problem. But when you start seeing 30, 40, and 50-year differences, people start asking a lot of questions. They do, and maybe rightly so, because we want to know what's going on in the society. What's happening? People are going to do what they want to do anyway, no matter what people say. They're going to please themselves. And many people, they're not trying to please others. They're only trying to do what makes them happy, no matter what you have to say about it. So again, does the age gap really matter? Does it really matter? Does it come down to age? Because, like I said, you got to have something to talk about. You got to have something to build on. And research seems to suggest that an age gap of 10 years or less brings most satisfaction in a relationship. Anything more than 10 years, as far as they're concerned, there's going to be problems. But 10 years or less, and and I think maybe they talk about sexually too, because like I said before, when a man gets a certain age, ain't nothing going on. So I cannot see an old. I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say an old fogey, but I can't see an old man and a young woman, and Anyway, let me stop rambling on. But honestly, I'm asking the question for real. Is the age important? Is age important? Because, like you see, the research suggests that 10 years or less in a gap, the age gap, brings more satisfaction. Anything over that, there's going to be issues. So do me a favor and leave me your comments. I would like to hear your thoughts on this topic. I want you to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. My name is William Nelson Ryan. This has been Love Factual. God bless you and take care. I will see you in my next video. All right? Take it easy.